Flosstube.
Hi.
I'm Laura.
Hi, Joe.
Welcome to the Slowfuck Farm.
The Puppy Quakes are us fun. Welcome back to our returning subscriber. Hey, all you new people. If you're back and you're not subscribed, click the button. Do it. You know you want to. This here's where we talk about cross stitch. It's called Flosstube.
Today is Monday, June 29th. 2 more days of June. Long weekend this weekend.
Long weekend last weekend, but for different reasons.
Yeah. Someone's optimistic that fireworks are going to stop after the weekend. I'm not.
No, I'm optimistic they'll be over by the end of next week. Not by the 4th, but the weekend after that. Basically, I'm kind of hoping these people run out of money.
Yeah, I don't think they're right.
I'm going to start driving by their house with those little noise siren things. At like 7 o'clock in the morning. Good morning!
Yes. Likely to be a short video this week because both of us were like with the stitching.
No, we were with the house cleaning and sorting and
Cleaning and
painting, spackling.
trying to get our house on the market so that I can get out of fireworks. You know what?
Yeah, it turns out that the city we live in has become fireworks psycho since we moved here.
Mm-hmm. Why don't you talk about our read our commenters?
Bridget, Renee, Nadine?
You know, I am not sure how to pronounce your name.
I think it's Nadine. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Stitching Wars group. Tell me how to pronounce your name because apparently I don't know.
Who's your apple with the same thing at the end? I guess they're related somehow, or is that just...
No, I think they're not. I don't.
Did it a couple of times. Andrea, Lena, and Brigitte.
Everybody wished Joe a very happy birthday.
Thank you.
Wanted to know how your birthday was. A couple people wanted to know what your birthday dinner was. What you get for your birthday dinner?
One thing at a time.
He did not get stitching related gifts.
No, but if you know me.
And what'd you get for your birthday dinner?
Steak. I got to pick.
You got to pick. You picked the steak.
Yeah, the cow. Num num.
Moo.
Move my belly. Move my belly. Normal and I are not friends.
Nope.
We're not even acquaintances. I think we have a KOS order out on each other.
It could be. Could be. And I had something else to say, now I can't remember. So, we're just going to move on to what there is of whips, because there's not a whole lot, I'm not going to lie.
I could take pictures of all the stuff I painted in the house. That's my progress.
I'm not going to lie, this is going to be kind of a short video.
Well, and I don't think anybody's going to mind the fact that the videos are short because we are spending a lot of time so that we can get a nice house so that Laura's no longer stressed so that she can get more stitching in.
Right. Well, I know what I was going to say. I was going to get on my soapbox about attitudes and social media, and when you're on social media, when you have a high presence on social media and you take an attitude about something, be ready to own that shit. But, probably at this rate, half of our video would end up being that rant. So let's just say it this way. If you're going to make a statement on social media, be ready to own it.
And also, while you may be able to delete the comment, there is a thing called screenshots.
Just, yeah. If you're going to say something on social media, be ready to own it. Alright, let's move on to whips, and I do have a finish.
Ah!
Whips take two. We got interrupted by cat dog interaction.
Petageddon.
The cat still isn't getting very close to the dog, so the dog's still not super sure about him.
Like, the dog actually is doing better than she has before. He's actually able to walk in around the room. The thing is, she's also kind of becoming a little bit jealous, and he's being a caterwauling. That's the reason why it begins with
I think she's trying to figure out what this meowing is about. But anyways, the stitching that wasn't, he got no work done.
No, I got a lot of work done. It had nothing to do with cross-stitching.
Yeah, no cross-stitching done.
I mean, alright, let's just put it this way. I stopped cleaning the basement, and actually got the basement done. But I stopped scrubbing the last floor at 10 p.m. Friday night.
Well, there's fireworks going off, and he thought I was, like, falling over or dropping stuff in the living room.
Yeah, it actually sounded, because the whole house was shaking. So it sounded like it was
it was bad Friday. It was bad. The house was shaking. I didn't get a whole lot of stitching done either. I did no prompts. I started stitching on Santa's house for a prompt. Didn't get it done. Didn't get the stitches done. I'm just not going to force myself to do it. I'm not anymore. That's just how I feel. So this is stitched on 14 count Mountain Rose Ada Opalescence Mountain Rose from Silk Weavers. I didn't count the stitches, so I don't know. I didn't even count, like, to guess. But I worked on the second elf. Got a little bit to do on him. So, if you'll recall, I couldn't figure out why the bottom two boxes were 2 rows too tall. The middle 2 boxes are 2 rows too short. There's supposed to be a shelf over their head with toys and stuff on it. It's probably just going to be an empty shelf. If I put it up there at all, I may just leave it off when I get done. It's my stitch. I do what I want.
Or you can pretend it's Minecraft and just have them floating in the air.
True story. I started, so Friday new prompts were released for Daily 30. Daily 30's a closed group that you can't get into. There was something else in that spiel, and now I don't. But anyways.
It's a closed group. If they're ever opening, we'll let you know.
Yep.
But have they had an opening in the last so many years?
She hasn't had an opening in probably 3 or 4 months. She just likes to keep it a small group, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, she has to go over every single picture, doesn't she?
Well, she has mods that do help her, but yeah, they go over every single picture, and like they're giving away actual free stuff. So
I do want to know in the comments. Does anybody guess why I grabbed these? I'll answer next week if there are comments.
So I decided to start a new pattern that I can't show you because it's a present for somebody who watches the videos. But I did use it for a prompt in the Daily 30 group. So I did get, and I actually, yesterday was the most I stitched in like a week, probably more, in one day. So I got some stitching done on that. But the other thing I stitched on this week was my finish. That's not my finish. Where did I leave her? Hold, please. Picked up the wrong piece of fabric. I picked up the empty piece of fabric. I'm like, there's nothing on that.
That's a finish in potentia.
Ha! It's just how it's been lately around here. Miss New Year's Fairy by Mirabilia, Nora Corbett. I did a full-on conversion of her to metallics and changed her colors. And I am pleased to say she is done.
I have one question. What would you call that look that pose and look she has?
I don't know.
I think the word I see is sass.
She is stitched on 28 count even weave by Silk Weavers in an opalescence colorway called Fantasy. She's got lots of beads. So I did her everything but her skin and her hair in metallics.
Because we didn't want an android.
I changed my dress to be nice metallic purple. That's a DMC metallic. Lots of people like to complain about DMC metallics. I can deal with them. The blues in her fairy wings are DMC metallics. The black in her wings are DMC metallics. I'm okay with DMC metallics. This gold is a DMC metallic.
Okay, Catquake.
Catquake. DMC metallics do have a tendency to be a little bit more frayy than like Kreinik or Petite Treasure Braid is like the creme de la creme. They're the best. They're the easiest to work with. Honestly, short lengths and
trim the edges.
Short lengths, and I have found that when you're stitching, you can't really do the sewing method with metallics if you stitch in hand. And if you stitch on a hoop, I know sometimes when I'm stitching like on a hoop or a frame or something, I'll put the needle in and not pull all the thread all the way through. Put the needle back on the front so that I can pull all the way through. You can't do that with metallics. You have to pull the thread all the way through on one side, all the way through on the other side.
I'll also give you another piece of advice. Have the right size needle.
And having the right size needle helps.
I didn't. I was using perforated paper. I was using pliers.
A needle threader also helps with... Yeah, well, perforated paper doesn't move. As fabric, the threads will kind of move a little bit.
But still, having the right size needle makes it a lot easier to get it through.
And a needle threader helps you thread that needle. And thread conditioner helps some people. It doesn't necessarily help me, but I figured out how to... I make it work.
Yeah, and if you have old metallics like I had, and it's a little frayed, just trim the frayed off.
Well, that's kind of why short lengths are important, because that doesn't fray as much. And one of the biggest things when you're stitching with two threads of metallic, fold in half. Do the half thing where you take double the length you want. Take double the length you want and fold it in half with your needle in the middle. That helps. But she is done, and I am so pleased with her. I have to find a frame for her, but I want to put her in an oval frame, and oval frames are expensive, so it may take a while.
I have a weird suggestion, if
What?
you want to be patient.
What?
If we can get the house I want, I can make you one. I've made an oval frame before. You saw it at my mom's.
I'm patient, so we'll get there when we get there.
Because I can make you one. It's not hard, actually.
Okay. I didn't count the stitches on that either. I do need to go back and count the stitches that I did last week, just for my own record purposes, but it wasn't a whole lot. And that's the stitching for the week. That's it. We have haul. I have haul.
She has haul. I have haul. I need to go shopping. I feel outnumbered.
Haul, y'all!
Yay! Haul!
I made my way over to just stitching last week. I had ordered a couple things, and everything finally got in, so I made my way over to pick up. So exciting, Q-snaps. I needed new 17-inch clamps for my 11 by 17 because they just were not holding anymore. And
I think you either left them in the car, put them too close to a stove, or
I put them too close to the heater upstairs in your office and melted them.
No, yeah, because the one end was open.
Yeah, they were a little melted. I got the new Rosewood Manor Anchors of the Kingdom. Did y'all download Long Dog Sampler's Pandemic Chart last week? Because if you didn't, it's no longer free.
Did you give me one?
I have it. I downloaded it.
I see.
That is Rosewood Manor's Anchors of the Kingdom. It is done in all petite treasure braid.
And what?
Metallic.
Oh. Because I like that sea monster.
I do too. I have a thing for anchors, so I of course have to get it.
A thing? A thing? A thing? Yeah, the thing that's like the giant rock guy behind you thing.
And then
On Rita Repulsa's supersizing.
Lavender and Lace's Mother Tree.
I think this is the most letters I have ever seen on you purchasing.
I know. It's a lot of letters.
Well, this has a full alphabet.
Yeah. I think you can put your initials somewhere on it.
No, that one you can change to whatever letter you want.
Yeah, you put your initials on it.
That way.
I'm going to stitch this as soon as I get past.
This?
No, I'm trying to see how far back I can go on my mother's lineage, so I am back to the 1820s. She was born in the 1820s. Hit a wall at that point.
Yeah, record keeping goes back.
So we're gonna see what we can figure out.
Yeah, well, we found out with my thought this actually from the same era. Grandfather.
My maternal grandmother, so my mom's mom, her father's side, I can get people back to before this was a country. So, we'll see. We'll see what I can do. And then in today's mail, Victorian motto. Are you excited?
It's rainbow!
Are you excited?
Hey, honey, they're Skittles.
Taste the rainbow.
Well, no, the rainbows I see, brown, green, orange, red, blue.
Pink.
Those are Skittles. The tropical Skittles of pink and blue. Red velvet.
A lovely red. Love me red. It has a DMC equivalent of 326. I like this red. I like me some red floss.
What else? You don't have any red floss. I do. You don't.
Red, white, blue. Red, white, and blue. Americana is my thing. Oh, that is bright. That is not quite that fluorescent. We shall say. We all know our lighting in this house kind of stinks.
Orange. It's flipping orange.
Sunspots.
No, sunspots are red. To deep orange.
It's a little bit. It's not quite as neon.
It's variegated between puke green and neon green.
It's not quite as neon as it's reading.
It still looks like a bunch of highlighters mixed together. Since I don't know what the name is, would you like my random weird name?
What?
Grass puke.
Grass puke. I like this name. It's Country Lime. I love it. Let's go with this nice blue. It's a nice variegated blue. Very oceany tones.
Saltwater blue.
Close. Seaside blues.
But I never have the blues when I'm by the seaside. I'm always happy.
This is true. And this is like a nice, good dark brown.
Walnut.
Bitter. Sweet. Do you get it? Do you get it? Comment below if you get it. Because he doesn't. I can tell.
Bite me.
This is a lovely pink.
Cotton candy.
Spring azalea. I love azaleas. They are very pretty flowers.
Okay, with me and flowers, I'll tell you the truth. If I look at them, I think they're pretty, I plant them. Do I know what they're called? No.
No.
All I know is I make sure that I check the line that says when they should be planted and when they bloom, so I make sure everything goes together. But the names, that's the red one, that's the pink one, that's the blue one, that's the multicolored one. That's it, I don't know. Or care. It looks pretty. That's all I need. That's all I need in life. I think the only flowers I can identify are roses, daisies, sunflowers, and tiger lilies. And the tiger lilies is because of my mama.
I want tiger lilies in our house when we move.
So do I. You know what? You don't want to know what I want to do with tiger lilies. You know, like the entire front bed?
Yeah.
I was actually thinking of turning that entire thing into tiger lilies.
I'm also looking for Nora Corbett's tiger lily. But it's really hard to find, and it's really expensive when it does pop up.
You're trying to find what?
Nora Corbett's tiger lily pattern.
Oh, I looked for about 20 times now, and I couldn't even find it.
Yeah, it's really hard to find it. When you do find it, it's expensive.
If anybody has any secret leads, messengers.
Exactly. Let's move on to plans and announcements.
By the way, that is a copy. That is a original copy, not a copyright crap. Just getting off away from the soapbox for now.
Plans and announcements. Plans? Do you have any plans?
House.
The man without a plan. Oh, alright. Plans. Friday's event that was posted was the conclusion of the mystery missing Stitchy Bug story that they started in the Daily 30 group, which I thought was hilarious. And it was really cute. It was a really cute 3 weeks, and she spread the weeks out, and it was fantastic. It was very interesting. So, more than likely gonna do most of these prompts, unless I can't stitch. But a whip that has something that would have a light bulb.
Santa House, Main Street. Shores. You have a lighthouse, don't you?
No.
There's a light bulb.
I forgot. Yes, over the weekend I was supposed to start this kit with Zeb from Virtual Stitchers. So I need to start that. It would have a light bulb in the house.
Maybe.
It has a light bulb in the house.
Yes, ma'am.
We're going with that. So I'm gonna start that. Stitch on a piece you can tie into laundry. I've already started that. I have most of that done. That's the piece that's a present for somebody. Stitch on a whip that has tucked you in at night.
Okay. Lord of the Rings. You wish he would tuck you in at night.
That's funny. That's funny. That's funny.
And I know Cheryl will love it.
That's funny.
Yeah, she likes my crazy ideas. When I talked to her, she was like, I love your ideas. Yes,
put some stitches into a whip that you've worked on by the light of a window. I have worked
all far window, all of them.
Basically all of them. When I get that far, I'll get that far.
Like the one in your hand would do.
Stitch on a whip that somehow ties into one of the letters in FBI. If you stitch on 3 whips,
Bale of hay.
There you go.
Blue sky. Forest. There, I have all three.
FBI,
Bail
Pay, Blue
Oh,
Sky.
I need nice. I need 9. Give me a minute.
If you do 300 stitches each for all 3 letters, choose to stitch the 300 prompt for all 3 letters. Justify your choice and get 10 extra bonus points. They don't have to be on the same project, though.
Yeah, I know. Santa House, ice.
And Wednesday is the 1st of July, and we get new monthlies. Yeah, finishing Picnic Monthly just isn't happening, and it is what it is.
Let's just say there is a reason we are not buying something this big. I mean, alright, here's a funny story for you guys. Before I started working on the basement, I really wanted a basement in our new home. After spending 2 weeks scrubbing the floors, scrubbing the walls, scraping the walls, painting the walls, and cleaning out all the garbage, and organizing all the stuff down there, I don't really need a basement. I really don't.
Okay, let's be honest, I'm a shitty housekeeper, too. And I just didn't do housework I was supposed to do while we were
Honey, part of the problem is it's just the fact that the house is so big and we didn't use most of it.
And the house is so big, and I spent 10 years accumulating stuff to fill up the house and not use half of it. I'm going, where did this come from and why do I have it? I've thrown out a lot of stuff.
I'm pretty sure the trash guys are probably gonna sit there, come up, and go, okay, is there anything left in the house?
Well, when the for sale sign goes on the lawn, they'll be like, oh yeah, that's why. So, all right. Announcements. Still can't get 18 count Ada. I can get 14. I can get 16. I can get even weaves. I can get linens. Can't get 18 count Ada.
Boo.
And if you didn't notice, the pricing list on the handout group disappeared. I'm revamping it a little bit because change in supplying led me to be able to lower the prices a little bit.
Basically, we got big enough to bulk order.
I'm finally able to get some bulk ordering going on. And I can make it a little bit cheaper on pricing, which I think will be more attractive to people. It's not a huge difference, but as a shopper, if I were to look at the price difference,
Some people will buy the cheaper item even if the difference is a penny. Me, I'm lazy, and it's the first one I went to. That's within my price range, I'll buy it. But I'm a weird one.
I'm lazy. That's my mother.
I don't have to ask your mother. I live with you.
We were taking stuff out to put on the curb this afternoon. And we pulled it all out to the front porch and piled it out on the front porch. Excuse me, and my mom's carrying it down the steps and carrying it out to the curb. I just chucked it onto the lawn, off the porch, then went down the steps and carried it out to the curb.
Would you like me to tell them what I did to the couch when I got rid of it because I was mad?
He kicked it down the steps.
No, I didn't kick it. I threw it. Yeah, I actually got some distance. I actually wish there was somebody outside when I did that because I wanted to hear, dang, what that couch do? And there was a long list.
Yes. So that's it for the week. There was something I wanted to say. Oh, if you live in the States, have a safe and happy Treason Day on Saturday.
You've been hanging on though to any Brits.
I say it that way because it's hilarious. I'm sorry.
And if you live outside, have a happy 4th of July anyway.
And if you live outside of the U.S.,
it's still the 4th of July.
It's still the 4th of July. Have a wonderful weekend. We get a long weekend in the U.S.
And look on the 5th and see how many Americans blew their hands off.
Mm-hmm.
I do that too.
I listened to a podcast today called History Unplugged. And it was about why we celebrate the 4th of July the way we do. And a lot of it does actually have root into the original celebrations of 4th of July. Because originally they celebrated 4th of July in a very mocking way towards King George III. And they did mock funerals, and royalty got the whole cannon gun salute at funerals. So that's where the origins of the fireworks actually comes from.
Bet the Chinese already had them.
But that's why we use fireworks.
Okay, would you like to know what the random thing that also has to do with fireworks and cannons?
What?
Do you know the line in the Star Spangled Banner when they said the bombs bursting in the air? Would you like to know what he was actually saying? Back then, cannons with exploding rounds had fuses. The bombs were exploding in the air because their fuses were too short.
Mm-hmm.
He was insulting the British cannoneers in the song. So that is almost 300-year-old insult to the Brits right there.
Random things that you learn.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell what kind of history that's?
Can you tell I have a thing for history?
I grew up in history, so I kind of absorbed it anyway.
And no Gettysburg reenactment this year. I think this is the first year in, gosh.
When was the Civil War ended?
I'm going to say they started reenacting. I don't think they started reenacting the Battle of Gettysburg before the Second World War. But I know that they held several events there in memorial of the Gettysburg battle. And this is the first year, probably since the Civil War, they haven't had something going on there for the weekend. COVID has ruined our lives.
I wouldn't go that far. It's ruined our entertainment.
It's ruined our entertainment. Let's put it that way.
People are super excited about a bunch of guys throwing a little ball and hitting it with a stick. Can you tell who is not a sports fan?
I'm those people.
If you get that excited about people chasing balls and pucks and stuff, like, yay, hockey, good to watch. I am not going to sit there and jump up in my chair when my team scores a goal. Or make people run down the stairs because they think you're having a convulsion.
In my defense, we won our playoff series against Tampa Bay Lightning in a sweep, and it was our first playoff series win. And the Tampa Bay Lightning were the President Cup winners.
Still, because she was much more tame when she was with her mommy and daddy. But when we got by ourselves, she started hooting and hollering. I came running down because I thought something was trying to kill her. Oh, I couldn't think of anything else that would do that. And then when I found out why she was hooting and hollering, I almost died laughing.
I think this segment has been longer than our whip segment.
ADD. I love it.
All right, gang. Have a great week. We'll have hopefully more Stitchy for you next week.
Bye. Oh, once I am done with the house, I'm sitting down stitching.